How do you read the latest viral BookTok books without having to break the bank or break your bookshelves because they're full already? BookTok books are always a very hit or miss for me, so I prefer it that when I don't like a book, I can just return it. How do I do this? I borrow from the library. So today I want to show you which popular BookTok books I got from the library. I also know I'm going to be reading these soon because they have to go back to the library, so these will be getting priority over my TBR, which is right behind me, judging me, which, fair. I promised to read them, and here I am with new books, so fair judgment. The first BookTok book that I borrowed, I've actually already read. It's Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. The sequel has just come out, and I was really excited to read it, but this is a YA book, and I usually don't really like YA books, so it was kind of a risk to me to buy it because there was a high chance I wasn't gonna like it. But when I saw this at the library, I really want to borrow it so I can see what I think of it. I actually really liked this book. It was a big surprise to me. YA is usually not really my genre, but this one was actually quite good. The library also has the sequel, so I'll definitely be picking that one up. I don't remember what it's called. You have Divine Rivals and then sequel Divine Rivals. It's called Ruthless Vows. Well, I wouldn't have guessed that. I'll be picking that up next month after I read all of the other books. But I'm looking forward to that one. This book is about Iris and Roman, and they are divine rivals because they work at a newspaper and they're both going out for the same job. So they are competing. It's definitely enemies to lovers or rivals to lovers. Iris also has this magical typewriter which she uses to write letters to her brother who is out at war. But the letters don't reach her brother, they reach Roman instead, and Roman starts writing back. But Iris doesn't know that it's her rival who's writing her back. That is all on the back cover, that's not a spoiler. I actually really enjoy the part where they're rivals and they're writing to each other, but Iris doesn't know who the other person is, and they're fighting at work. I actually really like that part. I also think the way war was discussed was very well done. Usually in YA books, the main protagonist is very self-centered and they cannot really imagine a different point of view. But in this book, a lot of different perspectives and takes on war were discussed, which I actually really appreciated. That was the part that I liked about this book. Then when they are no longer rivals, the book kind of falls apart in my opinion. The ending is very rushed and it's very much sequel baiting. I am interested in reading the second one, but this one got a 3.5 stars from me. It was above average for a young adult book for me personally, but the romance itself wasn't that strong and the ending just wasn't done very well. I felt like it was very rushed. So I already finished this one, so this one can go back to the library so someone else can read it. Then next up is a book that I have been anticipating for such a long time. It's Intermezzo by Sally Rooney. This book I've seen all over bookstores. It was very big on BookTok last year when it came out. And I have heard nothing but positive reviews. I've heard so many people rave about this book that I was really excited. However, I only read Beautiful World, Where Are You by Sally Rooney, and I really did not like that book, so I just felt like Sally Rooney wasn't the author for me. So I was very hesitant to pick this book up. Also, I believe when it first released, it only released in hardcover, so the price was quite high. And don't get me wrong, I love buying books and I definitely think you should support authors by buying their books, but from an author who I'm not entirely convinced by, the hardcover price was just a little bit too steep for me, so I just waited and I didn't pick it up. So when I saw it at the library, I knew I wanted to give it a chance. Borrowing books at the library is such a great opportunity to try out new genres, new authors, or give them a second chance, like me and Sally Rooney. I'm really interested to see what I think about this book. It's quite long for a Sally Rooney book. I believe it's over 400 pages. I'm interested to see what she has to say and why it's so long. I don't know what this book is about. It doesn't have a summary on the back. It has a summary here from the library. Two brothers, a successful lawyer and a thoughtful chess player try each on their own way to handle the death of their father. Both seek support in women, but loving someone else turns out to be more complicated than they thought. I am really excited to give Sally Rooney a second chance and see what I think about this book. Then the next book I am so excited about. It's Paladin's Grace by Kingfisher. I've seen this all over my Instagram and it just looks so interesting. It's kind of medieval, fantasy romance like, and it just looks so cozy with the cat. Is it a cat? It's kind of a cat with a raccoon face. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be, but I guess we'll find out. It says, Paladin's Grace is a darkly whimsical, cozy fantasy featuring sock knitting paladins, badass perfumers, courtroom hijinks, and a heart-racing romance from Nebula and two-time Hugo Award-winning author Kingfisher. I've never read anything by this author, so this is going to be my first book by her. I believe it's a woman. Usually these books are very hit or miss for me. The fantasy romance is just not really my vibe, but this looks so cool and interesting that I just really want to try it. So I'm very excited to read Paladin's Grace. I also think it's perfect for just the fall and winter season because it looks so cozy. I also know that there are multiple books in this series, so if I like it, I hope the library is going to have the other series as well. For now, I can try this one out and see what I think about it. If you've read any of these books, then please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear what you thought of them. The next book that I borrowed, I've actually heard nothing about yet, but the cover looks so stunning that I want to pick it up. It's The Otherwhere Post by Emily J. Taylor. Just look at this cover. I really like it, and the color blue is just so beautiful. So I was really intrigued by this book. I actually later found out that this book was published this year in 2025. So it's actually a new release. I didn't know that. I haven't read anything else by this author. I just think there's something so romantic about letter writing and the post and journalism. I just can't wait to read what this book is about. It says, 7 years ago, Maeve Abernethy lost everything. Her world, her father, and even her name. Desperate to escape the stain of her father's crimes, she lives under a fake name, never staying in one place long enough to put down roots. Then she receives a mysterious letter with 4 impossible words. Your father was innocent. To uncover the truth, she poses as an apprentice for the Otherwhere Post, where she'll be trained in the art of scriptomancy, the dangerous magic that allows couriers to enchant letters and deliver them to other worlds. But looking into her father's past draws more attention than she's planned. Wow, this is a long summary. Her secretive, infuriatingly handsome mentor... Her secretive, infuriatingly handsome mentor knows she's lying about her identity and time is running out to convince him to trust her. Worse, she begins to receive threatening letters warning her to drop her investigation, or else. For Maeve to unravel the mystery of what happened 7 years ago, she may have to forfeit her life. Okay, so what I'm gathering from this is that it's going to be a fantasy romance. Let me check. Yes, a young adult fantasy romance about writing letters. And I believe we've heard that before. I'm interested to see how similar this is going to be to Divine Rivals, but that book ended up surprising me, so maybe this will surprise me as well. I'm happy that I borrowed this because usually this is not the kind of book that I go for. Fantasy romance, falling in love with a mentor, usually not my kind of thing, but I'm very excited to read this. The cover just sold me completely. I think this can be very good, very interesting, and I'm very happy to give it a try. If I don't like it, I can just return it, so I am really excited to read this. Then the last book that I got is The Unadoptables by Hana Tooke and illustrated by Ayesha L. Rubio. This is a children's book, as you can see, and the cover just looked so beautiful in my opinion, with the blue and the gold, and just the illustration style is so cute that I just really wanted to pick it up. This is clearly a children's book, so it's not really meant for my age anymore, but I just love these kind of stories, and if it's done well, you can really get immersed in the world even though you're not a child anymore. I really want to try this. It's almost 400 pages, so it's quite a big book, but the font is also very big, so I don't think this will take me a lot of time. I love these illustrations. They look so beautiful. I saw this. I've never heard of this before, but it just looks so cool. I want to give it a try. On the front, it says, quote, perfection. So I'm not sure what perfection means for a book, but apparently this is it. I'm really excited. It says, The Unadoptables, 5 amazing children, one most unordinary adventure. So I'm guessing it's about 5 children who are orphans and they cannot get adopted. That's what I'm gathering. And they go on some kind of adventure. Unafraid, unconventional, undefeated, and unforgettable. So those are the 5 books that I borrowed from the library this time. Let me know if you've read any of these books, and if you think that I'll like them, which one I should read first, and if you want to see them in a reading vlog. But for now, I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.